Hello everyone, welcome back to our second photography and multimedia design class. And today we're going to learn about composition and lighting techniques in outdoor photography. After we learn how to operate a camera and how to create effects with triangle exposure, today we're going to learn about composition. But what is a composition? Well, it is the way a photographer organizes, arranges, and positions all the visual elements within the image frame. The goal is to create a final result that is aesthetic, balanced, and possesses a strong visual appeal. There are 10 visual elements that is used to arrange a composition. First, it is a point. This functions as the center of attention in a photo, or the intersection point between elements. As you can see over here, the hot air balloons serve as the point, or the center of attention in this photo. The second, we have a line, which function as a guide for the audience's eyes, effectively connecting all the elements within a frame. As you can see, the railroad right over here serves as a guide to guide the viewer eyes to the subject at the end of the railroad. The third is shape and form. This function to attract the audience's attention by providing visual structure within a photo, like how the black, the white, and the grays form shapes within the structure of the building. The next one is texture. This functions to describe the surface quality of an object, providing the illusion of physical touch within a 2D image, like how this rough concrete wall gives off a sense that is gritty and not smooth to the touch. Next, we have colors, which serve to function in order to convey different moods in photography. How warmer color give off the sense of warmth, energy, and dynamicness, while colder colors give off a calming, soothing effect or feeling through it. Next, we have tone. This function to show contrast between dark and light areas, commonly found in a black and white photography. As you can see, how it is much darker when you are closer to the camera and much lighter as the farther you go from the camera. Next, we have patterns. This function to visually show connecting photography elements, thus providing rhythm and strengthening the sense of unity. From the example over here, you can see how the square concrete tiles are a pattern or repetitive, thus making it connect by having the same shape, providing rhythm because they are the same shape, and make them feel like they are one whole unit. Next, we have balance, which function to manage visual weight in a photo. There are two types of balance. The balance, which give off a natural and harmony feeling to it. And the second one is imbalance, where it gives off a dynamic and tension within the photo, as seen on the right. Next, we have distance. This functions to provide a breathing room in between elements, so the photo doesn't look cluttered or feel cramped. Like how from one element to the other element, there's distance. This, when it is all blacked out, the silhouette will not be a huge giant blob. The next is a space. This functions to provide an empty space to create depth, to guide the viewer's gaze, movement, and focus on the same subject. As you can see, how the surrounding elements are pretty much just blank or white, where it guides your eyes to the man and his dog on a kayak immediately. Now, after learning some visual elements, now we can do compositions. I'm giving you 12 compositions right here. The first is rule of third, where the frame is divided into 9 equal parts, 2 horizontal and 2 vertical lines, where the main subject is placed at the intersection points or along these lines. As you can see, the horse is right over there. Next is dead center. This is placing the main subject exactly in the center of the frame, effectively to emphasize the power, the grandeur, or even the importance of the subject directly. As you can see, the ship is right in the middle where you want the audience eyes to focus. The third is perspective and angles. This is using spatial dimensions by changing the camera view, allowing the viewers to drastically change the impression and relationship between objects in a 2D image. This is commonly used, for example, when you are taking a photo from a worm's eyes view, they make you feel small and everything feel much bigger, this making it a sense of dread or impending doom. Next is leading line. This composition using the guidelines to visually direct the viewer eyes from the edge of the frame to the main subject or to the center of the image. As you can see, the line on the concrete tiles right there directs your eyes to the building right in front of you. Next is negative space. This is using an empty space around the main subject, which helps the subject, in this case the woman, stand out even more. This prevents visual clutter and creates a quiet or a minimalist atmosphere. How seemingly there's only this woman as the main subject and the rest is just background. Now, this one is the complete opposite of negative space. This is fill the frame, where, as the name suggests, it fills the frame with the main subject. The goal is to draw full attention to the details, texture, and even emotions of the subject. From the example right here, you can see how the cat head dominantly fill the entire frame, where you can see the color of the fur, the details of the cat fur, as well as maybe some emotions on the cat face. Next is frame within a frame. This is using natural or man-made elements, in this case is the archways here, in the photo to frame the main subject, which is the building in front. The goal is to draw the viewer eyes and add a sense of depth, where it makes the building there feels much more further in this case. Next is symmetry. This is where both sides of the frame have an almost perfect visual similarity. The techniques give off an impression of formal balance, harmony, and tranquility. Next, we have golden ratio. This is a composition that creates a visual balance based on the Fibonacci spiral, which is considered to be the most naturally pleasing shape to the human eye. Next, we have the golden triangle. This divides the frame using a diagonal line and a 90-degree intersection to create 4 interconnected triangles for a dynamic composition. Next, we have patterns. This is the repetition of subject in photos that are regular in shape, line, or color to create a visual structure. Next and final is contrast. This is a composition where the differences between elements in an image is shown. Contrast itself can be tonal, color, or even conceptual, which is often used to draw the viewer's attention, like how the yellow grips your attention and contrasts deeply against the blue background. Now, after we learn various composition in order to create a good photo, we also need to learn one more element that is important in photography, that is lighting. Now, lighting is the technique and art of arranging light sources, both natural and artificial, in order to effectively illuminate and define elements within an image. There are 3 factors affecting natural light. First is time, where this is the sun position during the shoot. Natural light time windows can be divided into 3 categories. First is blue hour. This is moment before the sun rises and moments after the sun goes down. There are no direct sunlight, thus causing the light to be predominantly dark blue with a very soft lighting. This is ideal for city or night landscape photography. This gives off a calm, cold, and dramatic mood. The second is midday sun. This is moment from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. The light comes from a high angle, usually on top of the head, this creating a very hot light because the intensity is not filtered. This creates a very sharp shadow with high contrast, which is not very ideal for portraits unless you want to create a specific dramatic effect or when you are shooting under a shade. The third is golden hour. This is moment after the sun rises and moments before the sun went down. The color of the light is very warm, soft, and coming from a lower angle. This gives off a glow that is very flattering on the subject, which is ideal for portrait, landscape, or even creating a long dramatic shadow. The second factor is weather. This is the atmospheric conditions in the sky. In this example, I'm going to give you 3 various weather and its effect. Well, weather itself can serve as a natural filter to determine the quality, intensity, and the sunlight diffusion, which can be the key factors to influence the mood, contrast, and even the end color of a photo. How sunny day makes everything much more saturated, cloudy day makes color muted, and rainy day have water which you can play off the reflection. The third and final factor is direction. This is the angle of the incoming light relative to the subject and the camera. This determines the dimension, texture, mood, or even drama in a photo. And that's it for our second module on photography and multimedia design class. I hope you guys learned something from this and see you next time. Bye bye!